Shaboy say, stay tuned. There's a Gavaldiga podcast. Rabbi Steve Geller does a Gavaldiga Zach, and that'll be coming out this week. Torah Giants on Chumash. Shalom Uvrach, and welcome to the weekly piece on the Parsha from Torah Giants on Chumash, written by Rabbi Yitzchak Meir Goodman, the Rabbi Emeritus of Yemizrach Rockaway. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to Torah Giants on Chumash. I'm Steve Geller. Very often, Rabbi Goodman takes a good question we're all familiar with and finds for us the brilliant, beautiful answer it deserves. And sometimes he will present us with an obvious and glaring question we all then wish we had thought to ask. He brings us one of those this week, and everything about this piece is just beauty, including the grand finale by our own HaRav Eytan Feiner Shlita. This week in our Parsha, Uvsar Zevach Todas Shlamav, the flesh of his Thanksgiving peace offering, Bayom Korbanos Yeachel, on the day of its sacrifice it may be eaten. Lo Yeniach Mimenu Ad Boker, he shall not leave over any of it until morning. We're all familiar that on the day the sacrifice is made, it must be eaten. On the day, but you have all that night to eat it as long as you don't leave over any until morning. But if you offer a sacrifice during the day, as we all know, nightfall brings with it a new day. So why now is morning the line we can't cross? The Gemara in Chulin sheds light on this problem. It tells us that although the Jewish day begins at night, when it comes to Korbanos, the day begins with the morning. It's derived from our pasuk, which states that a sacrifice that is always brought in the daytime may be eaten that night until the next morning. Yet this is referred to as eating on the day of the sacrifice. B'yom Korbanos Yeachel, eating it on the day of his sacrifice. Rav Baruch HaLevi Epstein uses this law to clarify an unusual halacha about the brachas over the Torah. The Shulchan Aruch in Orach Chaim rules that the morning brachas over Torah study remains in effect even for study that takes place late in the night. But the Gemara in Taanis teaches that since the destruction of the temple, Torah study is the replacement of Korbanos. So we can understand that it has the same status as a carbon with similar time parameters. In other words, our Birchas HaTorah we say in the morning is good until the next morning. And with this understanding, Rav Epstein says we can understand an ancient custom recorded in the Magen Avram in Orach Chaim that people often postpone the Sudas mitzvah, the festive meal after a bris, until the nighttime. The Suda is seen as a major part of the mitzvah, so why did people feel free to wait until evening? However, in many volumes of Kabbalah, it's explained that the bris, with the accompanying loss of blood, is a kind of carbon to Hashem. This may explain this custom, although it's not commonly practiced anymore. And as he often does, our Rav Eytan Feiner Shlita asked me what Rabbi Goodman piece I was going to do this week. It's Erev Pesach, and he's insanely busy, but I told him, and right there on the spot, he gave me a spectacular insight.
The nephew of Yehudi Yavasar in the back of his Chedush Maksuvas, he says, why is that? He says, because what does the pasuk say in Yeshua? Parakal pasuk ches v'agisva yom v'layla, yom v'layla, v'hi arvei boker. Why is it yom and amayla? Because Torah is kodesh kadosha, and because it's a sug achlagam, it's in a different category, it's a different world with different parameters. Korbanos are called kachim. Torah is kodesh, the seders are for.
Rabbi Feiner explained that the sandik at a bris is set up meticulously. For example, he sits on a special chair, his feet are elevated to make his lap horizontal like an altar where the baby is placed for the bris ceremony. In that position, it's not hard to see the similarity to a carbon on a mizbeach, blood and all. According to Rabbi Feiner, this setup is no accident. Just a beautiful piece by Rabbi Goodman and amazing color from Rav Feiner. And all of this brilliance and color is ripe to be shared. And of course, this couldn't be easier. Simply hit the like button on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the share button to paste the link to this video into emails, Facebook, texts, WhatsApp groups, or your social media of choice. Everyone will appreciate you, and we will all be going into Pesach fulfilling the life-sustaining mitzvah of Talmud Torah. We go to yeshiva to learn, that's Torah. We seek closeness to Gedolim, that's Torah. We daven for inspiration and v'sein chalkenu b'sorasecha, that's Torah. We come up with chidushim in our own learning, that's Torah. Maybe. Share your chidushim. Send your original Torah pieces to torahmaybe@gmail.com or email that address for more information. Also visit www.youtube.com/@torahmaybe.